As I mentioned, I'm a live performer, and I'm also happen to be a sound man, if you didn't guess that, and an audio engineer. One of the things I find that by playing live, you typically have some typical problems. 9 times out of 10, I find that the sound guy is someone who belongs to the club and maybe only has experience working in that club or has very little experience at all. And quite often, if I say to the sound person, please do this or please do that, it doesn't happen. So, or they don't know what I need. So one of the things I've done is take the power back to myself, in essence. And so to show off some of the things that I could do in a live sound situation that's useful, let's trigger a beat here. All right. So you can hear this beat coming through. Now this is, if you look up here on this part of the screen, this is a low pass filter. So this allows me, you can basically hear how I'm controlling the bottom end. So the bottom end coming from MainStage is controlled by me, right? If the PA system has got too much bottom end, I can do that. I can add that. This is a high pass filter, right? Once again, I now have control over the treble of what's coming through my mix. Okay, so that's handy. Now, normally what I'm going to do is I'm going to control my main volume with the master fader here. Okay, so this makes sure that my sound going to the PA system is clean, that my levels are okay. And then, however, if I find my master is cranked and I'm still not getting enough stupid gain or whatever the problem is, that's obviously the sound man's issue, not mine. But I can sort of help myself by adding a compressor to the mix, which is something I like to do a lot of times anyways. This is basically a maximizer. Its definition of a maximizer is that it basically is a compressor, comp limiter, all in one. And so it allows me to give myself a little more juice if I need it, okay? Or a little bit of compression if I need it, okay? As a vocalist, one of the things that happens, because I happen to be singing through an effect soup, and I like to disguise my voice to make it sound like different things, I don't want that effect soup to be on my voice when I'm addressing the audience. So one of the things I can do on my vocal channel here, as you see I'm wiggling it, is I can actually hit this white switch up here, and this is the effects bypass. This will bypass all of the plugins that I've got on my voice so that when I am addressing the audience, I can just bypass everything and my voice comes through as normal. One of the other things I find that I need is, because I'm singing with a loud band, and we don't have in-ear monitors, so what that means is a lot of stage volume. That could mean the drums are bleeding into my stage mic, or the monitors are bleeding into my stage mic, and that could be triggering my effects. So I've got a gate. This is a threshold. Okay, so the nice thing about this, I put this on the master main stage channel. It's on all of the, it's on every single song that we're performing. So for example, here, what I've got in the layout, I've got it on a concert level, not on a song level, right? All right, so another thing that I have here for the vocals is I have a high pass filter. Now, what this allows me to do, basically in a very sort of rough way, is figure out, according to the PA system that I'm using, how heavy is the vocal. So what kind of range is it in? Do I want a really thin sound, or do I want a really fat bodied sound? Okay, and in comparison with the beats and everything else going on. So I like to control that on the fly. So that helps with that issue right there. You can see down below here, there's a set of, this is a little JPEG of some 12AX7 tubes. Big fan of the 12AX7 tubes. And that's a CPU meter telling me how hard my computer is being hit right now. At the moment, I've got my buffer set to 64, which gives me pretty decent latency response. I can play my guitar through the system, I can sing through the system, and latency is not something that I particularly feel or something that bothers me or turns me off at any point. I happen to be using the Motu Ultralight sound card, so this device is actually pretty decent for latency. Another thing I want to talk about is what happens when I finish a song. So, for example, the last beat, for example, is this, and I'm going to fade this beat out, and it's time to move on to the next song. What I have is I have these buttons up here, which are basically triggering iTunes. These are scripted to iTunes. So if I hit this button here, you can hear iTunes starts. So now, when I kill MainStage, I can switch to the next song, right? I can switch to the next song up and down throughout the songs using this. And when I'm ready to start the next song, when I'm ready to start it, I can kill iTunes, okay? Right back into the next song, or typically what would be the next song. Another nice thing I've got programmed, so iTunes will play through this playlist, and it can go back and forth throughout the playlist, right, or start and stop.